Okay, so now we're going to be concentrating on focusing on the nose a bit. And I've got two pictures of the nose of my subject. It shows some more detail. Got a picture from the side, a picture from the front, and that is very valuable because we're going to be, of course, working with both angles. Okay, so first I am going to keep working on this angle of the bridge of his nose here, okay, which had a very distinct diagonal tilt to it. Okay, so looking at my picture, I can see that I want to bring it down like this. Okay. Bring that up a little bit. Okay, so I know I've got a bit more carving to do here. I'm going to okay. Go to the other side, make sure that's level with the carving that I just did. Okay. Okay. So when we plane down that line, that's going to widen the nose. So I want to come back in, cut off some on the side there. There we go, getting in there. Okay, so he had a very kind of prominent bulb on the end of his nose there. And his nostrils were pretty flared, so we don't want to take off too much. I'll probably take off a little more on the front here. Okay, and nostrils are interesting. People tend to just kind of put these big circles on the side and then poke a hole in the center. And nostrils are a little bit complicated, almost like a sea snail shell. There's a lot of curves and whorls, and it's like a whole little world in there. But our nostrils at the base there almost just come off our face and then start to get deeper and more pronounced as they attach to our nose a little bit. Not too much. Once again, of course, this depends on the person. So you kind of have to look and see. Okay. We're gonna just carve off a little bit of clay there. It's not that much. Okay, you don't want to make the nostrils too prominent or the person will really look like they have flared, angry nostrils. It's just the slightest shift in angle. Okay. And then the line bridging the nostril to the nose there is almost non-existent. It just kind of blends in there. So really the most prominent part is around here. I'll just sketch that in to exaggerate it a little more. But you almost don't even want to have a line in there. There we go. I'm getting somewhere. Good. Okay. Okay. So for nostrils themselves, like I said, people have a tendency to kind of go in and make these gigantic holes in there, which just makes it look like the exhaust system on a car, which is not what we want. So the exit for our nostrils is actually a little more of a line. It follows the skin of the inside of your nose there. And you don't really even need to go very deep. This is kind of impressionistic. This is once again a thing where the human eye that looks at your piece will actually fill in a lot of that detail. So if you get too hyper realistic with nostrils, they can look really strange. Even this is probably more than I would regularly do, but I'm putting that in there just so you guys can see the structure. It's kind of a upside down teardrop shape where the wider part is towards the tip of the nose and it narrows as it comes down to that fold where our nostril meets the face. Okay. While we're under here, we can put in this part underneath the nose, which is called the philtrum. There's that dividing area under our nose, between our lips. Okay. So once again, the older someone is, probably the more exaggerated that philtrum area will be. Okay. And also while I'm under here, I'm going to shape the mouth a little more. Okay, so his lips were narrower than I originally had in here, so I am pushing down on the face a little more. That's planing off some of that lip under here. I'm going to go back. Okay. And then we've got a wrinkle. He had smile lines underneath his cheeks here. Those smile lines start right behind your nostril there. Okay, and they describe an area that goes between the corner of your mouth underneath your cheek there. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that down just like that. Okay. Create kind of a bevel. Okay, the fold of the mouth will hang underneath that flap of skin. So I'm beveling that so it goes under. With a little extra clay. Okay, then I can smooth that back. Make it a softer transition. Look at what we got here. There we go. Okay, it's starting to be something. Okay. There we go. I'm narrowing the bridge of the nose one more time there. There we go. Okay, it's starting to look more proportionate. Okay, so I'm keeping in mind the percentage of the proportion between this area here and this area here, which is quite a bit wider. His nose flares out quite a bit into a very long triangle. Okay. And the space between his eyes was quite wide. Some people have eyes that are closer together. Okay. Hit. Very narrow space here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's starting to look good. Okay, good. And then do a little more on the undercut of his lip here, under his chin. Kind of a heavy undercut on his chin here, so we're going to exaggerate that just slightly. Okay. Let's start to define the chin area. Okay, as we get older, we tend to lose the definition of our chin here, but we still have little folds and wrinkles and things that kind of at least show the memory of where your chin or jaw was. I know I'm getting into that territory myself. I'll work on the neck a little later. Some of this is going to get planed away, but I think pretty good on this half of the face here. I will have to turn the piece to work on it myself so I can see it better. So I won't be able to video that, but hopefully that at least gives you a start on how we develop the facial features from roughing in clay shapes from our proportions, and then slowly refining them. Okay, that didn't take very long to start to get a real look at our subject here. Okay, and I'll pick it up again when we're doing hair and ears.